This video we're going to talk about the theme options panel. Really quick and straightforward. This video shouldn't take too long. But if we're in the admin section, we come all the way down to the bottom, we'll see something called theme options. And for the most part, pretty self-explanatory. Here is where you would change out your logo if you need to change it out. But a quick note on that, this is not going to size it for you like it does in other areas of the admin. You need to upload the proper size. So think about that. If this is going to be a large logo, it's going to shove this stuff, or if it's tall, it's going to push everything down. So if you do happen to update it, try to make sure you're within the same parameter that it is right now. Below that is the favicon, and the favicon is a 16:6 image. And we see that right here in this little spot. That's the favicon. Next, we'll see the meta information. I have that blank. This is for SEO, of course. So, meta description like, color, collective, blog, or whatever your description of your site is, and then what your keywords would be. Colors, designing, interior. Separated by commas, basically. Next is the events tab, and basically that is going to is the number of how many events show per page. So if we come to events, I'll see there's 1, 2, 3 posts. Okay, and if you want to change that to just a single post, you could just put 1, save it, and then if I update this, I now have 1 post, and then I have pagination to go to the other one. Right now I have a default of 3, so that's up to you on how many you want to have set for that section. Next is the footer, and this is just basically your copyright date. Pretty easy. Your layout settings, this is where you set hyperlink color, hyperlink underline, hover color, and the hover underline. Basically, we have a default right now, but just in case you're not sure exactly what that means, let me show you real quick. So if I come to the About Us section and I set this as a hyperlink, and just do something real quick here. Add link, update. Let me view this. I'll say I have black with a black underline. That's the default hyperlink every time you set a hyperlink. So maybe you don't want that color. Maybe you want the orange that's in the main menu. Maybe you want a green or a blue or whatever. Well, what we do is we set that in this area right here. So I can choose a hyperlink. Let's just do a blue for now, just for this purpose. Or there we go. And then do you want it to be underlined as well? So if we look at it right now, it has an underline, but when I roll over it, the underline disappears. So do you want that there now or not? So I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Then there's the hover. What's it look like when you roll over it? So just for whatever, I'll make it a red, and then underline as it rolls over it. So I'm trying to kind of change a few different aspects of that. So I've saved it. And if I refresh, I should now see something different. It's blue, and I get a red with an underline. Okay, so that's up to you. Next is typography. This always ends up being an issue, meaning that people start going crazy and they start setting all these different parameters. I would leave the default as it is. Right now, it's all for default, meaning your font size, your font color, your header tags, which would be your titles and stuff. But if you want to go in there and you want to set the title tags to a larger font or a different color, you can do that. I would just advise that you leave it as is. Contact. Basically, this is the email address for your contact form, which we see on the contact page. So when this gets entered and filled out, who receives the email? Where does it go to? Let's reset that. Social. Pretty self-explanatory. These are your icons, your right here. So this is, I've set these. I don't know what a mail address you're having to go to if someone clicks it, but these are already set. So that's how you would change that out. All right, that is it for the options panel.